Hey, it's Baton Deb and Jaime, Pineapple Pedicabs. Look at our new pineapple. So, holidays are coming, which means you're still single?
Still single.
Still single. But we might meet somebody by then, or when we have friends out there who it's like their first date, they're kind of new at it, and it's holiday. Do you take your date? Do you not? Do you buy a gift? Do you not? So I think, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
So stay tuned. We're going to be chatting, dating, holidays.
Out in Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community, bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
Welcome to City Talk About Town Deb, W. McCarthy. Jaime Chapman is back on set. I love that we get her hopefully like once a month because she's because you know what? Because she is so fun and she's such a free spirit and she loves our community. And you just love people and you love life. I love having you on here. So I cannot believe October, Halloween is coming up like any day now.
So do you know what you're going to be for Halloween? No. Maybe I'll be a pineapple. I have so many pineapple costumes.
Do you really?
Yes. Yeah. I have like at least 3 onesies.
What are they like?
I have like
this?
Slutty ones, covered ones, bundly ones.
Wait, what did you say the first one?
Am I allowed to say slutty?
I think so.
Skimpy.
You have skimpy or scampy?
Scampy pineapple soup.
And you have cuddly ones.
Yeah.
So it depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to probably be handing out candy to kids, so I don't want to be that one. I want to be like a cuddly one.
Well, yeah, and it's, Nevada, so you got to be bundled.
You never know. It could snow. Honestly.
I mean, don't we already have snow?
Oh, that's true, but not on the ground. But it has snowed on Halloween.
Yeah.
I remember my kids like, Mom, it's cold out. So I do remember that. But I'm glad to have you back. And we want to thank our sponsors, Basin, Cellars. We want to thank Wild River Grille. And it's so, I just love going there on the patio. They have the heaters out there too. There. You have to go there.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, it's so nice. And I love their food, a great happy hour. Their cocktails are amazing. Kim Surratt Family Law. And, the holidays are coming. And, I think that, like a new year comes, sometimes you need to update your financial stuff, your family stuff, and what better way to go to Surratt Law Practice. I love Kim.
Start the new year right.
Or actually, she does a lot of adoptions. That's her big thing.
Really?
Adoptions, like all kinds.
Child.
Yeah. And she does a lot of where parents are forming families in different ways, where you do in vitro, where somebody carries a baby. There's lots of ways to have a baby. It's like adoption, like,
there's a lot
of ways to have a baby, but so
it doesn't take two people, man or woman.
Yeah, it can happen. Like if you need eggs or you need this.
Yeah. I was just listening to another podcast about this. It's really fascinating. I was learning stuff I hadn't heard.
But she does adoptions all over the world too.
Cool.
If there's any way you need she helps create families, and that's her expertise. She's lobbied for laws for it. She knows her stuff. Kim Surratt.
Thing she does.
No, to her, it's about, her personally, she doesn't do divorces, any of that. She creates families. It's a huge thing for her.
What's her name?
Kim Surratt.
Kim Surratt.
Family law.
Thank you, Kim Surratt.
No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And she really is about that. And of course, we're in Sparks at the Musicians Rehearsal Center. So that's a great place to have events.
This place is really, really cool.
Right now we're in the dark, so we can't see Christian behind the curtain there. So we also want to thank him for making it happen. But anyway, it's just really fun. We love being here. But we were mentioning we're both single right now.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, But I do have so many friends that are just getting newly engaged.
Yes.
And holidays, sometimes Christmas is a good time where you get engaged, or Thanksgiving, all that kind of happy time of the year.
The cliche time.
And then it's like,
it's a good time.
So who are you bringing for Thanksgiving dinner? Don't you ever not now, but when you were younger,
Peggy and Bill?
I usually bring Jazzy Georgia. She comes to the, Terra Nova's with me. I'm serious. I literally am almost always the only single person.
This will be my first holiday in several years going solo.
Oh, are you like, yeah, I'm free? Or are you?
I am. Yeah. Now I'm like to the spot where I'm like, woo, yeah, solo at the holiday parties.
I always bring a friend.
But most of mine are like Friendsgivings and stuff. And I do that too. My friends are single. It's still
well, then it should be okay.
Yeah.
But I do know that
it's like.
I do remember though when I was, I've been divorced 13 years. So, when people invite you over, like you're like, okay, here's my bottle of wine I'm bringing, and everybody's in couples. You're like, but usually like the guys go hang out and watch football, and the girls are in the kitchen. And
so it's not that awkward?
So it wasn't that awkward. It wasn't too bad.
I did just go to a party where it was like a murder mystery party.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was the only single person there. And I was like, whoa, this is different.
Is it? No, but
it was fine because you were an individual, like you had a character that you played. So it was
what was your character?
I was the stuntman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So did you do stunts actually?
I pretended, but I had just in my role playing, I had hurt both of my wrists, crashing a car that I had launched over some other cars. Yeah. So there wasn't much stunting happening, but it was cool.
So let's say you are, I did cheat a little bit. I wanted to look up some questions because it's been a while. So we're going to share, there are 5 questions to ask your partner before the holiday festivities. So
I have these questions in front of me as well.
I know. So it says, have you clarified your relationship? And what is it? Is it mature enough? What does that mean? This question is the number 1 on your list for obvious reasons. Do not bring him or her home. Oh, if you aren't even sure I get it. The status of your relationship. Has it been 2 weeks?
Are we allowed to cuss on this show?
Well, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Well, you don't want to bring a fuckboy home, right?
Oh my gosh. No, you don't.
Just like somebody that's not serious that you're just like, this guy's like a loser.
So that does make sense now. So if you just met somebody and you're going to a family dinner, you probably don't want to bring them unless you're like best buddies and they know that, your family knows I'm bringing so-and-so for dinner. They don't have anywhere else to go. I'm just bringing a tag-along. Or I met this new guy. We've been dating a couple of months. I think I'm ready for you to meet him.
It would take, my family first, they live in Missouri. Most of them would be now. Kind of easy. But even when I lived close, my family's like my world, I'm not going to bring like some loser home. Like you really would have to prove yourself before you get to meet my family, or they even, they might hear about you because we talk every day, but to actually go there and meet my grandparents would be like.
And so speaking of meeting family, if you are in a new relationship and you have children, you do
That's
not.
Very significant.
I got to say, I have being separated, I dated a little bit and my boys are older and I would not, I kept that separate. Because I feel like unless I know for sure that this is going to be a lasting relationship or a lasting friendship, they don't need that at any age. I think that you need to keep your boundaries on kids.
But for how long?
Well, no, at least like a month or 2. You don't want to bring someone you just met home. If you have,
so maybe it's the same as your grandparents.
No, it would. Well, see, because you're younger. But I was my dad's caregiver at Papa Tony's, it had to be somebody pretty special. But I would always go to coffee with my dad and them first. I would not. I don't bring very many people home. That's like my home is my space.
Yeah.
Because I'm out all the time in public, and that's my only space. I can be me. So I really don't like bringing people home. So it would have to be somebody pretty special to introduce them, even to my good friends.
Yeah.
But I'm just finicky.
Even your friends? Oh, see, there's like this first date conundrum.
So what is that? How
do you like your first date? Are you like, is it just us? Do you take them with friends? I just partnered with this new company called Promatic.
Ooh, what is that?
Yeah. So this is fun.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about dating. Let's talk about Promantic.
Is it really romantic? Like romantic?
It's planned romantic dates.
Ooh.
Where it's membership based. It's $19.99 a month. And the woman is from Reno, but
I need to know about this. Keep talking.
yeah, it's brand new. So it's in Reno and in Minneapolis. That's where the two places that she lived.
Okay.
Like she grew up in Reno. She married a guy in Minneapolis and she lives there now.
Okay.
And so she's experts in these two areas. And I've been helping with the Reno sector because I know a lot of these things.
And you haven't told me.
And it's brand new.
I'm feeling a little left out, just so you know.
Just happened.
Okay.
I literally met with her last week. And so we are doing... You sign up and you can plan she'll give you a monthly date and you can be like, these are the times. So you're like, I have kids, I have this, this is how much time, the days of the week. And she will plan it for you. And
does she pick the guy too?
No, this was my question with her. When I met with her, I was like, so what is your focus? Are you focused toward married couples or whatnot? And she was like, yeah, it's more towards people that have been in years of relationships. She's trying to come out with a new version, which hopefully it'll be out by the holidays, where it will be for first or second dates. No, not first dates. It'll be second or third dates. Cause this conversation came up. It was like, how much time and effort do you put into the first date? Do they meet your friends on the first date? Is it like a group thing? Or is it just do you meet for coffee? I have my first date, little protocols or what I'm using. What? Do we have time for this right now?
It's time to take a break. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back, Deb and Jaime, City Talk. We were so engrossed in our conversation that we have a clock over there that it tells us when we need to be paying attention. And I'm just chatting. And so Jaime kind of looks over and it's like, take a break. They were wiggling it. But this is when I know I love our show because we get so involved in what we're talking about that we just
conversation.
It's a good conversation. So let's
we
go.
Have conversations off the show.
We do, but let's go back to where we were. Let's talk
Okay. So dating, the first date, I don't even know where. All my friends are going to laugh because they've heard this a million times.
It's okay. I haven't heard it.
This is why my family thinks I'll be single forever.
I think I know where this is going. I might be too. So go ahead.
No. So I've started looking. I've been single now for, a few months. And I'm on the online dating.
I'm on that too.
Situation. Okay, so I've seen women get very into this one person that you start talking to or whatever. I've tried to take a different approach to the online dating.
So what is your approach?
It's more like marketing or business. Because it's a business transaction, okay? It is.
No, I get that.
And it's I don't have that much time. My schedule is very packed. So when I look at online dating, I look for maybe half a second I spend on a profile. I'm do I have a good vibe? Do I not? What is their
swipe.
And then if you look at percentages, you get about 50% of those that come back as they matched with you as well.
Are you doing a paid one or a free one?
Free one.
I'm doing the free one, but you don't get, I've done the paid, but I'm doing the free one now. And they only tell you if you both have said yes, but then you got to
Well, are you on Bumble or him?
I'm on Bumble right
Okay,
now.
so, and I met my ex for that I dated for 3 years. I met him on Bumble.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bumble, it is a success. I'm on Bumble and Hinge. And Hinge is nice because it does tell you beforehand if you match with them.
Is Hinge like for younger people?
No, I think Hinge is for business professionals.
I didn't know that. Well, we are.
That's what, at least before 3 years ago, that's what it was. So I got back on, I'm on those.
See, I thought Hinge was like hook up, like a hinge. I don't like your hook.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I just thought Hinge
I hadn't
sounded
actually
a little
thought
bit
about
more,
the word.
but I thought
like
Hinge
what
sounded
means.
more like, Hinge versus Bumble. Like Hinge.
No, and I do love Bumble because it's like woman owned and she's a rat.
I didn't know
such a badass. Yeah. The woman that owns it. She's famous for breastfeeding in her board meetings with all these people and just
why don't you call her and tell her to zoom in on the show?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like if you're out there listening,
her name. What is her name?
We're gonna Google you. Anyway, so
I should know her.
Go back. I didn't mean to interrupt, but the Hinge thing.
No, you're fine. So about of those 50% that I get back, then I take a second, I look at your profile, and I'll send a personalized message back if I'm actually interested.
Right.
You think you get it down to 20% at that point. And from those, you have maybe a day of conversations, and I'm like, I'm not into this. Let's meet up. I don't know. I wonder how many people are going to listen to this that I'm going to go on a date with, but I take them all to the exact same spot.
Oh, I got a story. Go ahead. I got a story.
They each get 2 hours.
I get it. Okay. Go ahead.
And that's it. You get 2 hours. I do 2 or 3 in a day. And if it goes well, you get the full 2 hours. If it's not very good, it cuts off early. Go. You want to say
no. Way back when, I haven't done this recently, but in the very beginning years ago when I started this, I had my dad, I was his caregiver. So I was limited on time.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're limited on time.
And I was doing radio and I couldn't bring my dad. I did bring him on some of the dates, but not all of them. But I went to the Stone House. Okay. And the waiter knew me and I booked breakfast, to whatever the part. So I had a code. So if it was with the waiter, I had a code. So I would say
more advanced than me.
No, because I didn't like you. I was like, hey, if there's no spark and we're not doing it, why waste your time or my time?
Exactly.
And I've been walked out on too. They told me just buy. They didn't. It was crazy. But this one system at the Stone House, I would go in and I would have it set out, and I would also tell my friends this is who I'm meeting, so they knew where I was. I always had a backup, so just in case, 911, SOS, come help me. But if it was going great, I would say, no. If it was going bad, I would say something about, or they would say, hey, will your dad called or something and whatever, he needed you. Or I would say, oh, I can't forget to bring that piece of chocolate cake home for Papa. And they're like, she needs to go home. It's going bad. And then somehow, I don't remember the exact words, but they used to laugh at me. And it was going good. I'm like, stay away. I'm not leaving.
Stonehouse is a good first date, I imagine.
Because if you're outside, you got it's private, but it's, or
but dinner, that's a commitment. Food is a commitment for a first date.
No, but if you're doing it coffee or drinks.
Coffee or drink. Yeah,
I mean, it's not like you're having a full dinner.
Either, yeah.
You're just meeting and you're having an appetizer.
Nice,
I feel safe. I do a lot of coffees. I've done a lot of coffee ones, but sometimes you just sit and this isn't going to work. This isn't. And other times you're like, damn, this is going to work. And they're like, I don't like you. So have you ever had it where you totally are into them and they're not, or the other way around?
I just got ghosted for my first time.
Oh, what happened? I'll meet you for coffee or whatever, and they didn't show up?
Yeah. It was we've been dating maybe a month.
Well, you've been...
So we were exchanging, communicating. We were actually hanging out.
But in person?
In person.
Okay.
We had met. We'd really hit it off. I thought things were going really well. And they have a lot of trauma and things that they were working through. And I guess the timing was wrong. And they didn't feel that they could tell me, which, looking back is a really great thing to know a month in versus 6 months in. But yeah, just not to contact somebody that was my first time ever being ghosted. And it was literally they were supposed to be somewhere and just never showed up.
How did you
or
feel?
Called or
were you like sitting there like, hello? Did you like text them? Like, are you?
Oh yeah, I text and called. And when I did call, they answered and were like, I'm not going to be there. And then I was like, okay, that's awkward. And then I just hung up because I didn't want to say anything mean because you're like, don't be mean, right? Because that's just like, that angers you. And that's just like, let's just move forward. But yeah, I had text the next day and never got anything back. And they've never wrote me. Well, I blocked them technically. So I don't know if they ever wrote me.
Sometimes
but that was like an official
let go.
Well, and I think it's like a powerful thing if you let go. You know, you're like, they ghosted. This is not how I'm going to be treated. Block.
But you were saying something about how your parents said you're never. No, so tell me why they think that you aren't going to find anybody. What are you doing to? Because
so then I made a survey. They were like, it's too business.
I got told, are you interviewing me?
Yeah. So I made a survey and I was like, well, if I get like, before we go on that first date, why not just send them this survey? Like, these are my things, my make or breaks. Why not just like figure it out?
I like
that. Pineapple or oranges.
Yeah, and what do they look? Oh, are they up, down, or upside?
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, you know? Very serious questions.
But I mean, you actually sent them.
I haven't sent it. Okay. I haven't sent it. My family was like, do not do that.
No, do not. But did you ask them casually in your conversation?
Do you have a savings account?
Yeah. Do you have a job?
I feel like you hint about those things. I haven't officially sent the survey. But Ashley from Honey Pie is all for me sending it. All the girls think this is hilarious.
I think we should both send one.
Send one.
Because we're two different age groups and see what happens.
And I don't know. So the idea is like, what would you do if a dude sent this to you?
Okay, what?
How would you feel if you meet somebody on a dating app and they're like, here's a survey?
I might be a little bit like, what the Effies?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So that's why I haven't sent it. But I was like, I could really do it on Google Forms and then it'll catalog them for me.
So there's also, there's the other, way back when, there was the other dating site. Maybe it was eHarmony. I don't know. But they give you a bunch of questions.
OkCupid.
Is it that?
OkCupid.
But there's a bunch of questions. So I used to go with my questions. Okay, here's a copy for you. Let's go over our questions.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel weird about it because they were on the same site. I think this might have been eHarmony though, this one.
OkCupid did it too, because I had friends that met on OkCupid, so I got it. And then OkCupid, will keep asking you questions. Like every time you get on there, it'll be like, oh, what about this question and this question to match you
I think that's a really good idea. It's kind of
my friends met on there and they just had their second kid and they're
on Cupid.
Yeah.
Is Cupid for young people?
Years ago.
Is that a young people
I don't know.
one?
I'm not on OkCupid.
I don't even know. I don't know. But then see, you can get on these sites, then you have no time. And then I feel bad. And I've had people tell me, why are you even on here?
Oh my gosh, that same exact thing happens.
You don't even have, I would find time.
No, that's not, first you do have time, right? I'm like, I'm available on Wednesdays from 2 to 5 and here you go, and then maybe this will be like, I can give them a week or 2 weeks out. Schedule.
But see, that's why we're not, it's going to be hard for us because you have to schedule me in.
Well, I don't know. Maybe single life is better. That's why being in a relationship is easy because you're like, you're just here and we'll figure it out. But the dating is the tricky part. But I don't know. I'm having fun dating at the moment with the little hours that I get of it.
I don't hardly get any hours of it because I swiping left or the ones that swipe right on me. It's just not working.
Just swipe right on all of them then. Just be like, I'll figure it out.
No, that's me. No. Oh, I don't. I do left. That's no.
Left is no.
Left is no. I swipe this way, and then if I do. Then sometimes I go for somebody who's too far away that I think, oh, that'll never happen. I don't know.
Oh, like distance?
Yeah.
You know what?
I've been. Oh, it's almost
trying this new thing.
He might throw something at us if we're not paying attention.
Where you gotta go is this a guy I would ever match with? And you're like, no, swipe right. Switch it up. You gotta I'm like, maybe I should try something. Yeah, I'm trying something different. That's where I'm gonna go for the holidays.
Okay, so maybe. We'll swipe. We're gonna challenge each other. We are both gonna swipe for somebody we think we would not swipe.
Yeah.
We gotta have a little bit of appeal.
Not?
Let's just try.
Maybe I'm doing something. Try something different.
Okay, I think
we'll find our date for the holidays.
There you go. So we're going to take another break and come back and we're going to go over some more holiday questions about Town Deb, Jaime.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. Jamie and I are just chatting away about dating and sites. And really, we were going to do all holiday tips, but you know what? We keep it real on City Talk. So we just decided, you know what? I'm sure we're not the only single men or women who are going through this. And at break, what was Christian saying to you?
Yeah, so Christian, the man behind
the curtain.
The black, he also just went on a Facebook date, which we learned about a new dating app through Facebook. But during the date, they were talking about the exact same thing, about the surveys and how he would really appreciate one. Is there a way that people can chime in and be like, I would also like a survey. You should comment on this post or something.
Yeah, we want to know, like, if you on the Facebook one, they can. The podcast, I guess, I don't know, on the Facebook. Anyway, we want to know what's your experience.
Feedback.
Do you want a thing or not?
Would you? Yeah, because Christian said he would. I don't know if I would. Somebody send me one. Let's see if I like it.
Well, why don't you?
And the exit survey was a good idea.
Exit survey.
He was like, after the date, you can send another, an exit survey.
Or you just, like, when you're at your final, let's say you're sitting there and realize this isn't working. You know, if you have the courage to say, can you, like, just tell me, like, what the problem is? I don't know.
So I have finished every date. It's like a new thing, and I'm in therapy once a week. You know, I think we all should be. But it's like saying being brave and say exactly what you want. And so I end every date being like, this will be our only date. Thank you. Or you are allowed to ask me on another date. You know what? Or you can go on another date.
Honestly, that is a really good thing to do, because you leave and you're like, do we text? Do we not?
Exactly.
And
there's no anxiety. There's no second guessing. And I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing me a favor. Like, why waste time?
Because otherwise you and sometimes I think texting too much. I go right from, yes, you do a few messages and I say, agree. Let's talk. I want to hear their voice. I want to do that. And then I'll say, let's just go meet somewhere, even if it's for a half hour, an hour, because we need to know, like, we want to, like, are they really who they are? Number one. Now that's another whole topic.
I've never been catfished yet.
I've had friends who've been catfished.
Really?
And I have. Seriously. And it makes me very upset.
It's wild. I just watched that NFL special about oh my gosh, how did I just
how did catfishing and football go together?
Yeah, oh my gosh, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Google us, fine, I don't know.
He was like a first draft pick for an NFL team. I'm like a huge football fan too. I can't believe I forgot his name. And he had met a woman online. Oh. And he was catfished for like 3 years. And the same time, she had pretended to die. And she died the same day that his grandma actually died. Oh. And it was this huge ordeal. It was like one of his football games. And some reporters looked into it. And they thought it was like a whole play on him to get publicity. But really, he had been catfished. It was a really horrible ordeal. I just watched it. It's a Netflix special.
But I'm telling you, you have to be seriously, you have to be so careful, because a lot of times what they will do is they will use somebody else's photo and all their photos of another person. So you see this, and then and once my friend who had it done, I'm like, I've seen that photo somewhere. Like, really? I've seen that photo that I've gotten matched with that person. And that's what helped us figure out that it wasn't a real person, but it was a real person. But they
this happened in Reno?
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't somebody who lived in Reno who was the catfisher, the bad person.
What was their goal?
Usually the goal is, like, they're from another country and they pretend they're not, or they say I'm in the army or I'm whatever, and they prey on women usually who are divorced or widowed, and they think they have money, and they like ask them to send them money so I can come see you, and this happened, and it is so real that it happens. So please, if you have a friend you think this sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, and you need to do that. So I didn't want to go in the.
I was like, I meet them right away, but I don't know if that's necessarily like the either. But at least or
you do FaceTime. I've said let's do a video thing because then you see their environment.
But do you date not local?
No, I like to date non-locally usually. Like,
well, it's because you know everybody.
I can't date in Reno, so you have to. I don't know. I do. I know too many. It's crazy. I like an hour range. Like
really,
an hour. Yeah.
Oh, I'm still dating local. I haven't like gone through the whole Reno.
Oh, you will soon.
I know.
I don't want to go through the
Key
Reno.
West. I was like, I remember like being like,
is it time to take a? Oh, the NFL player. Who is it? Montai Tao. That is so horrible.
Montai Teo. He was from Hawaii. Yeah.
Oh man.
Montai Teo.
So the person did she really die?
It was a man. Okay.
It was a man, but can it be a woman?
Yes. And it was like a man. I'm going to give it all away. Just watch it. It was a man that was pretending to be a woman. Since then, she has transitioned into a woman, and Montai Teo has like met and forgiven her for everything. But it has been like a long process. I mean, it like ruined his career.
Oh my gosh, we went to fun dating to like mean dating.
Let's go back to fun dating.
Let's go back to fun dating.
Dating's fun.
Let's go to fun dating. But anyway, so I'm going to do one more holiday, and then then we got to go back to what you were talking about because she plans your first or second date, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, promantic.
So, yeah, promantic.
Promantic.
I really like that, but you got to get a date first to be promantic at all. So here's another one. These holiday ones here. So, have you set boundaries with your family? Boundaries are difficult for any relationship, but especially for family. Family members have no couth? I don't know. They are usually the first to ask these awkward, unnerving questions like, when do you plan on having children? Ma'am, just pass the turkey, please. I mean,
your family, you have a loud family? You have a big boisterous family?
No.
I have a big boisterous family.
So would they be like, hey, are you ready for kids?
I mean, maybe not my families. They're more like, oh, let's just have fun and we love you. And they're not going to pressure you or anything because they want you to be happy. But I have a funny story about this where my brother just got married and I did the ceremony. And when they got married last summer, but during the ceremony, I asked the mothers to come up and talk, and her mother was up there and was like, I'm ready to be a grandma, get busy. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, she just said this in front of like hundreds of people. I was like, how am I going to recover this? But so it reminds me of things like this. Like my family would never do that. They were going to be like loud and funny and maybe make you feel uncomfortable, but they're not going to be like, when are you going to propose or have babies?
So I don't normally watch The Bachelorette or those kind of things, but I watched a few of the episodes this season. And so when they meet the prospective parents, some are like they'll go like, so like, you know, they want to know like what they want to know about kids. They want to know about like how you can treat my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And then some just don't, and some don't even like the person. They'll go like, I just don't like you.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I guess that's one way.
I don't know. I haven't really had to deal with that because I'm older. But
my family's so accepting. I think they're just stoked if I bring somebody home. They're like, oh my gosh.
There's a possibility.
You must be great.
No, and honestly, that would be why. You would not, like you say, I would not bring somebody home that I did not think was a good-hearted person.
Exactly.
That's a bit. That
You're
is
my
a big
family.
deal.
You went through a long way to get there.
But so this other one said, do you see a future with, that's what we've been talking about, with your partner? Be honest with yourself and your partner. And that's why it's good to say, this will be our last date. It is no point in introducing your family to someone you may not be around.
Exactly.
And that is a big one. And what does spending time for the holidays mean with you and your partner? You may love the holidays, but does he or she celebrate the occasion? Sometimes the introduction has more to do with their egos or family's expectations when spending that quality time. So really it's saying here, you need to have that conversation, because what if they don't love any holidays?
It's a That's a solid question. I actually went on a date with, and so I'm huge into the holidays. I do Santa Jaime Claus.
I've seen you when you're Santa Claus.
I mean, but I work. Do you know I work parties? Yeah, I do parties. You guys should look it up. It's on Instagram. Santa Jaime Claus. Jaime. But you can find it through Pineapple Pedicabs.
Okay. What do you do?
Yeah. So, and it's mostly geared towards adults. It's not because it's dirty in any ways, but I have adult games that we play with me as in drag and
in Santa drag.
And you know what? There is something that this is going to be tricky because I don't have a Mrs. this year. I normally like whoever I'm dating will dress up as Mrs. Claus.
And you're Mr. Claus?
And I'm Mr. Claus. Yeah, I'm Santa.
Yeah.
Always. You've seen me. I wear a beard and a fat suit. I'm like really into
Santa. I didn't know you did the other.
Yeah. And so I decorate my house. All the pedicabs are decorated. I'm really big into the holidays. But I did go on a date where the guy was like, I hate the holidays. Like my parents never celebrated it. And I was like, well, I can teach you to like them. And he was like, absolutely no. Stop pressuring me into liking the holidays. And I was like, I don't think this is going to work. Like I am very enthusiastic about the holidays.
But isn't that true?
Yeah, but it was such a good, I think it was like our second date where I don't know why we were talking about the holidays, but it did get brought up. And I was like, okay, this is a no-go for me. As I'm wearing like my Santa Claus earrings, you know?
Oh, you were wearing your Santa Claus earrings?
Yeah, somebody made me little clay Santa earrings.
Look at my earrings. Do you
Maybe that's why we were talking about it.
No, I totally agree. If somebody if they have like no fun, or the other one, because we're busy and go to a lot of stuff, I'll say, hey, how do you feel about going to events and meeting people? If they go, I am not social, I'm like, oh, that's not going to work.
That's a huge one. And that's a really, really hard one.
That's a tough one for either men or women to be out with somebody where
you're like, are you talking?
And we're hugging the whole world and we're fun.
That's hard. That's the hardest.
That's probably why I want to be single. I need somebody who just like.
You ever take a first date to one of those events?
I did.
I did too. How did it go for you?
Well, we're going to take a break and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So we'll be right back. Deb and Jaime, City Talk.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
Whew. Welcome back to the final segment. This went by.
Flew by.
It just swiped by.
All to the right.
I'm doing more left. I got to do more rights. I don't know.
And then you'll know who likes you or who doesn't. You know, if you swipe them all right, you'll know.
Or like on Bumble, you'll get a thing saying the bees have it or something. Let's see if like it says like somebody was interested that maybe I didn't swipe the right way. So when I look, because if you don't pay, you don't get to see.
And you can't do the,
right.
if you accidentally, and you can't do the shake. You remember the shake?
Yeah, you can't do that. So like if you, let's say you're on it and you're looking at it and you swipe left and it goes, you missed a match. I'm like, oh, that one might have liked me, but I already swiped that way.
Yeah, well, you swiped left for a reason.
Because the reason, I know.
That was a good reason. So.
But I have a feeling that this holiday for me, I will most likely still be going single because it's so close to the holidays. Unless it's like love at first sight. And sometimes, what do you think about love at first sight?
Trauma or trauma?
Trouble or trauma?
Trauma. I think that like those jittery feelings are things that you're supposed to, that's like be cautious of, right? It's like a trauma response. like I said, I'm doing a lot of therapy. So you're like unpacking these things. And that's what the Buddhists say too, right? Like love should be, there's no like flutters. It's a gradual thing that maybe isn't something that is super apparent at the beginning. It's apparent you like somebody, but it's not like the jitteries like they say in the movies.
Yeah. But you know how I find that really, that's very true. Cause you know, you could be friends with somebody for like a girl, opposite sex, and you're there and you're with them. You're like, God, and one day you look up and you go, dang it, man, wish I would have like valued that, because you think you had been perfect, like you became best friends. I don't know. I've had that happen where I'm like, dang.
Ooh, I don't know. Have you not had like the friend that's like you were best friends for years and then they're like, I'm in love with you?
No.
Ooh, I have. Ooh. It felt like manipulation. I was like, how long have you loved me? How long have you felt like this? It wasn't a pretty feeling. It wasn't a mutual feeling, and it wasn't like a good, it was years ago that it happened, and we have been able to like mend the friendship to be friends again with each of us having set boundaries. But it was not we were best friends for 7 years, like spending every day together. Now looking back, I could be like, you manipulated this situation and this situation. And so it didn't feel good, but maybe if it was like a mutual thing where friends are growing together and then one day they're like, oh, actually, maybe
that'd be like a really good Hallmark movie. I'm just saying it could be cool.
Yes.
But I also have this amazing, I call him my amigo. Actually, I went on a trip with him. His name is Rick. He probably wouldn't care because I put it all over social media. He was engaged and the engagement broke up, and he had this trip to Belize already planned. His honeymoon planned.
No way. You went on his honeymoon?
And he goes, do you have a passport? Anyway, it was almost expired. It was a long story, but I went. And it was like, we'd go into a hotel and they'd go, honeymoon. And I'm like, no. And she's like, I guess you want to change to a different room. But no,
oh my God. Wait, did you guys date? Did you
No.
It was no hooking up. You just were friends.
No. Everybody thought
you went on the honeymoon and as friends.
To Belize, mind you.
Hey, you get like all those upgrades too. I remember when we were when I was dating, you're like, oh, it's our honeymoon or our engagement.
See, but because like when they picked us up at the airport, it had like the name, and I had to tell the driver, shh, I'm not her. I'm Debbie. We're friends. And and he did a lot of reading and journaling, and we listened. Wow. It was like he said, if I don't want to not go, but I want to go with my best friend so that I could go through the process of it.
I guess that's a good way to heal.
And the worst part is I have this chronic cough. So I coughed almost every night, all night long.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He had to put in head things with music. Poor guy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And he's very active, and I'm not active, and he likes to he was very patient with me.
You're not active. You ride a bike yet?
No, I do, but he's way more athletic than I am, and he kept saying, come on, keep going. I'm like, oh no. It was a beautiful trip, and he brought a lot of inspirational books he bought for me to read. So we read inspirational books, and we took walks, and
cute.
It was very nice. And I would love to go out. He's a great planner, great traveler. So yes,
it's good to heal on a beach.
It was healing. Healing. He was able just to go take a walk, and he knew that if he needed to talk, if not, he may not talk all day. Yeah. But I was just happy to be in Belize.
Wow, and that's amazing.
It was really hilarious. Cool. So yeah, I have. He's still my friend.
Yeah.
And from the day that we decided, we met on a dating site 10 years ago. And after the few days, he said to me, you know what, I really like you, but you're taking care of your dad. And we're not, it's not perfect, but I really want to be your friend. And he was honest from day one.
That's so wonderful.
And we're best friends. But he was he wrote me a beautiful letter saying, I still want to be your friend. And we've been friends for 10, 12 years. And I went on his honeymoon. So anyway, it works. Anyway,
the honeymoon thing.
We only have a minute 32. So do you have let's talk about Let It Glow. Let It Glow.
We have Let It Glow Reno that is starting December 1st through the 15th. That'll be the voting. Let It Glow is a community holiday light event. There's going to be holiday light competition or shows in Midtown, Downtown, Brewery, and Riverwalk District. Awesome. We are currently looking still for sponsors. If you can give money. Yeah, we're into money. Or you can partner. If you go to the website.
I want to partner with somebody.
Yeah, you can partner. So the idea is to bring the community together where we're going to partner businesses that are within those districts with businesses that are outside of those districts. And so you can sign up online or through Instagram, Pineapple Pedicabs. If you go to Pineapple Pedicabs, anything, you'll be able to find Let It Glow through there. And if you just want to partner with a business, that's great. We're definitely looking for that. If you don't have a brick and mortar, we'll partner you with a brick and mortar, and then you can work together with them and local artists. We have a list of artists that you can work with. If you really want to go all Reno, we have neon artists.
Okay, so what's the website? Because we're running on
PineapplePedicabs.com.
So go there, and we just want to wish you guys an amazing holiday season coming up. It's About Town Deb and Jaime. We will be back soon.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Halloween.
Halloween. Boo.
This podcast was a production of Angel Phoenix Productions. Explore more episodes of this show or other great shows on the Angel Phoenix Podcast Network by visiting angelphoenix.com. The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of Angel Phoenix Productions or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.